Hi. So this is my big Wadkin Bursgreen Radial Arm saw. The way I've set this machine up is to be as precise as possible on straight cuts and straight cuts only, and I like to keep it that way. So instead of rotating the arm, I typically think that it's better to have it set up for only straight cuts and instead using jigs to create different miters. So anyway, here I'm trying to design how the jig should look. I'm using Adobe Illustrator to make the drawing. I did recently get a Shaper Origin. It's sort of a handheld CNC. I plan to use it in many different projects like creating very precise jigs, fixtures and similar. This video isn't going to be about using the Shaper, but I think it's a great illustration how to show how you can use modern tools to quickly enhance the possibilities of older and other types of machinery. I began by drilling the holes that will fit the bolts in for the T-track. I later on changes these to be grooves instead, so that I can get a bit more adjustability. The holes are bigger than the router bit, but are within the range of the spindle motion, so I can hold the origin still and let the spindle do all the work. I don't let it plunge all the way, since cutting 19 millimeters of plywood directly would probably be a bit much. Instead I increment the depth 5 millimeters each time. So it's time to cut the diagonal, standard 45 degrees for the miter. I did this in 4 passes as well. I had this idea to put the old Wadkin logo on the jig and felt it was like a fun challenge to engrave. I'm not going to bore you with the entire process, but it turned out okay. I did have to patch the plywood a bit, but it did turn out okay as well. Remember, this is just construction grade plywood, so there's nothing really fancy to it. You can see the slots I added instead of the holes to allow for some adjustment. I did, however, want to make the engraving a bit more visible, so I added some coloring to it. First by adding some black in the base, and then covering that with the green color I had laying around. That should match the machine color a bit better. And I sanded it to get rid of whatever excess color I put on. Time to try it out. These test pieces that I'm using was just some wood that I had lying around. I think it's some sort of spruce perhaps. Didn't prepare it in any way, so it's just straight off the shelf, and let's see how it turns out. I did just put some ordinary wood glue and tied them up in some of these corner clamps. I think they work pretty okay. Rubbed off any excess glue and gave it a bit of sanding. This is what the end result looked like. Turned out pretty okay, I think. Thanks for watching.